This is the new Digitech Timebender. It's a delay unit which also incorporates harmonies within the machine and different patterns and presets that you can mess around with. It's predominantly an echo unit, and you can make each of the different echoes that come after you can assign different pitches to them. For example, you could hit the root and your echo would come back all in fifths. There are also different patterns. There's 10 preset patterns as well as a strum function, which lets you set your own tempo and pattern, and different harmonies can be assigned to those. There are 10 different delay types. There's a digital, an analog, a moving head tape, variable speed tape. There is a dynamic digital, a dynamic analog, and a dynamic repeats. Most of the dynamic ones, when you're playing passages and riffs, the echo is low. When you stop playing, then the echoes kick up again in volume. There's a time warp function, there's a reverse delay, there's an envelope delay, and there is also a dedicated looper. Below the knob there, we've got a tone knob which will set the tone for the echoes, not the guitar, but just the echoed signals. We've also got a repeats knob here. This is how many times you can set it from just one delay repeat all the way to infinite repeat. And the rotary knob here assigns to the milliseconds that you see in the display, and also syncs up to the blue light you see here, which lets you know where your tempo is. It's got a pretty wide range. We can go from 10 milliseconds, and on most of the echoes we can go all the way to 5 full seconds. In the middle here we've got two different knobs. One is a multiplier. What the multiplier does is right now when it's in that fourth setting over, that equals a quarter note. When you hit the I'll set it to something mathematically easy to break down, like 800. When it's on the fourth setting, which is the standard echo, it's a 1-for-1 repeat. You hit your note, and every 4/5 of a second you'll get an echo. What the multiplier does is allow you to change the time value of the echo, even though you haven't changed your speed. So for example, we can make it go to a half note, in which case the echo would double in length up to 1.6. And then we also can go in different variations, from a quarter of that, half of that, 2/3 of that, and then back to your regular 1-for-1 quarter note echo. The knob right here is a modulation knob. The thing that's neat about the modulation knob, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there are 3 different ranges within it. They each start out with a small amount of modulation, and then you can take it into a higher modulation setting. When you go to the second one, it's a more intense form of modulation, but you get to start over with it. In other words, as soon as you get to here, it's just a tiny bit of that more enhanced modulation all the way up to full. And then once again, when you start the third section of it, it's a very intense modulation, and that starts out light and goes to the heaviest. Over here we've got the things that work with the patterns and the harmonies. There are 10 different patterns that are preset within the unit, and they're accessed right here. As you go through the 10, and I'll go through these eventually, pattern 5, pattern 6, etc. When you get to the last one, you'll see STR. That's one that you can actually set yourself, and the way that you would do it would be by depressing this pedal and strumming in your own pattern. You'll watch the STR come up, and the key we're in A. There was a question mark because I didn't put one in, but anyway, right there is where you get to put in your pattern. The mix knob is here for dry to wet. The guitar signal stays constant, and it is the echo, the delay signal, that you're increasing the volume of. When you get to the dark section here on the bottom, then you have more of a just a wet signal, where finally the original guitar signal will be decreased. Down here on the very bottom, we've got a storage set. You can store 4 presets, and you can on any setting you can set a particular pattern, even your own pattern, and set different harmonies to that. It will take for its setting, it will take every single the setting of every single knob that you have on here, from time to amount of repeats to tone, type of delay, modulation, pattern, and harmonies, and store it all in one of the 4 presets. The 4 presets can be accessed either directly from the button there, or there are also foot switches that you can get to go along with your Timebender. One of them is the FS36 foot switch. This works with several of Digitech's products. The up-down here will allow you to, I'm sorry, looking at it backwards. The up-down will allow you to scroll up and down amongst the presets. And then the mode switch, it comes in handy when you are in loop mode. Down on the bottom of the pedals, we have the one here on the left is the delay on and off, noted by when the green light is on. Here the echo is on, and now it's off. And over here you can set your tempo by both the guitar strumming or in through the knobs there. We're going to try to go over some of the different settings. It would take forever to actually go through incrementally each different echo with or without modulation on the different tempos and all the different harmonies you can add. I tried that in a video yesterday, and it was very time consuming, probably helpful for geeks watching at home who don't want to try this unit out in a music store with everybody playing Stairway to Heaven in their ear. But we'll try to get through as many of them as we can, or just pick a sample pattern and show the availability of all the different things that you can do with the harmonies. The other thing I didn't mention, there is the other foot switch that's available. I believe you have to get a passive volume pedal. What that will allow you to do, it's quite interesting. You can take your presets then, and they can be stored in the machine, and you can actually have 2 different settings that you've made, and you can morph between them from the toe setting to the heel setting and back, which can make for some very interesting things. So let's get this get some of the sound going here, and we'll be starting off with just regular digital delay, slight bit of repeat, and no change in the tone, and we'll maybe work through some of the patterns and the harmonies and show you the type of things that the unit can do. One of the neat things about the Timebender is that you can set the tap tempo not just either through the knob, or as some units have through the stomp switch, but you can actually set it from your guitar. When you depress this button here, the sound does not come through, but it picks up the tempo, and you can set it as seen by the speed of the blue light, and we can set our tempo that way from the guitar, instead of wondering whether we've stepped on the foot switch at the exact right millisecond. I'll just take it really fast and really slow so you can see how it goes up and down with the tempo that I'm setting. And hear how the sound has stopped coming through the amp. It's in a bypass mode when you do this. We'll set it right there. Turn the echo on, and the green light comes on. And we're ready to go.